Welcome to Workforce Solutions Module 1, A Targeted Plan. Module 1 is the first of a four-part series designed to help you prepare for a successful job search. The purpose of this module is to review current labor market information and assess your needs and employment skills to create a targeted job search plan. This course requires a lot of self-reflection. For maximum benefit, we highly recommend having a pen and some paper available to take notes. If possible, you may want to use a notebook or a notepad as a dedicated job search journal. The information and insight you obtain from this module will not only help you create a targeted plan, but also write a resume in Module 2 and prepare your answers for job interview questions in Module 3. The lessons included in this module are as follows. Lesson 1, All About You. We will focus the conversation on what you need and want from your next job or career by determining your work values and preferences. In Lesson 2, we will shift the All About You conversation to explore what you can offer employers through your employability skills and educational background. In Lesson 3, we will learn where the jobs are by discovering what labor market information is and how to use it as a guide in your job search process. Afterwards, we will check your understanding of the lessons with a short quiz. Don't worry about the quiz. You can review the information as many times as needed. And finally, we will conclude with a list of online resources to help you with your job search. Let's get started. Before we begin the lesson, we're going to do a quick activity. In just a moment, you will see numbers 1 through 52 in random order all over the page. There are 2 steps to follow. Step 1. You will have 15 seconds to find as many numbers as you can in sequential order. Starting with the number 1, then progressing sequentially, look for number 2, number 3, and so on until you are told to stop. Step 2. When you hear and see stop, write down the last number you found in sequential order. The timer will start as soon as we advance to the next slide. Good luck! Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Stop. Did you write down your number? The average is typically between 8 and 12. Now we're going to try this exercise again. This time, we've added 2 grid lines that intersect in the middle of the page, dividing it into 4 quadrants. When you repeat the exercise, you should notice the numbers are not random at all. In fact, they're organized sequentially by quadrant, going counterclockwise around the page. Now let's try it again. Follow the same 2 steps as before. Step 1, find as many numbers in sequential order as you can in 15 seconds. And step 2, when we tell you to stop, write down the last number you found in sequential order. Ready, set, go. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Stop. What was your highest number in the second round? It should have been significantly higher. The average is typically between 12 and 22. Now let's determine why. When you first attempted to find numbers, you may not have discovered the pattern. It may have seemed random. But in the second round, we added the grid lines and advised you to follow a counterclockwise pattern around the page. We gave you more insight so that you could use that information to follow a plan. If you followed the plan, you should have achieved a higher score. Celebrated French author Antoine de Saint-Exupéry once said, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." We almost always do better when we have a plan, because a plan gives us a starting point and something to reference when we lose focus. In the following lessons, we will help you identify your job needs and wants, your employability skills, and teach you how to use current labor market information so you can create your very own targeted plan. All about you. What do you need and want? The first step in developing a good job search plan is to assess yourself. Have you considered your work values and work preferences lately? In this lesson, we will help you identify your specific job preferences and requirements so you can determine what is important to you in a job or career. We will begin by assessing your work values. Work values are core principles related to your occupation that are important to you. They include tasks involved in doing a job, as well as what you get out of your work. Take a moment to read these values, then rank each according to how important they are to you, with 1 being the most important and 6 the least. For example, let's say the number 1 thing I value the most is having a job with a supportive manager. And although relationships are important to me, compared to the other values, relationships are my least important, so I've ranked it at a 6. Now it's your turn. Rank these values from 1 to 6, with 1 as your most important value, all the way to number 6 as your least important. We will give you 1 minute to complete this activity. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Now let's assess your work preferences. These are the things you are looking for in a job that will make it most enjoyable for you and produce the highest degree of job satisfaction. Take some time to write down what you need and want for each category listed. Before you begin, here are some things to keep in mind. Job postings list wages in a variety of ways. They can be listed hourly, bi-weekly, monthly, even yearly. It's a good idea to know what your earning goal is in all categories. Benefits. These may include holidays, vacation time, medical insurance, flexible schedules, or a profit-sharing program. Environment could refer to corporate culture, dress code, or whether you'll be working indoors or outdoors. Now it's your turn. Take some time to write out your statements for each category. We will give you 1 minute to complete this activity. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. Now that you've evaluated your work values and preferences, you should have a better understanding of what's important to you in your next job or career. Understand, these can change over time, but for now, you can incorporate those values and preferences you've determined for yourself today into your job search plan. Take a moment to write down your top 3 for each category. And at the end of our next lesson, we will explain how to apply this information to find the right job or career for you. We'll give you 30 seconds to complete this activity. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. This concludes our lesson, All About You. What do you need and want? In our next lesson, we will examine what experiences, knowledge, and abilities you can offer your next employer. All about you. What can you offer? What knowledge, skills, abilities, education, and experience do you currently have that make you employable? In this lesson, you will have the opportunity to examine what you can offer employers in each of these categories. What makes you marketable to employers? Your employability skills. These are skills that can be transferred from one occupation to another. These are job-ready, universal skills employers look for. The next two slides list the most sought-after employability skills. When you're ready, write a statement for each skill that you might use on your resume or in an interview. Think about your employment goals, the type of job you want to do next, and make your statements relevant to the position you're seeking. For example, let's pretend my friend and coworker Jasmine has just graduated from nursing school. While she was obtaining her degree, she worked as a caregiver at a retirement home. Jasmine, could you give us an example of how you applied teamwork in a previous job that could also be applied to your future job as a nurse?
Yes, I've got one. Supported my team members by arriving 15 minutes early to receive updates from the previous shift in order to ensure a smooth transition.
Great job, Jasmine! Now it's your turn. Take some time to write out your statements. We'll give you 1 minute to complete this activity. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video to complete the exercise. Now write out a statement for each employability skill on this slide. We'll give you 1 minute to complete this activity. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. Let's look at your experience, knowledge, and abilities to determine what you've done in the past that is applicable to the job you want in the future. To illustrate this further, let's bring my friend Jasmine back in. Jasmine, tell us about your previous work experience.
Well, I worked at several fast food restaurants while I was in school. I was a caregiver at a retirement home, and up until recently, I was an academic advisor for high school students.
Excellent. Thank you, Jasmine. Now let's go back to the activity page and fill out Jasmine's work experience. Under experience, try to list your position, company, and location for each job you think would be relevant to the job you are seeking. As an example, here are the 3 occupations Jasmine mentioned. Cashier at fast food restaurants in Houston, Texas. Caregiver at Shady Grove Retirement Home in Houston, Texas. And high school academic advisor for Katy ISD in Katy, Texas. Next, we're going to list the relevant skills and abilities Jasmine gained from these previous jobs. Jasmine, could you give us examples of how these jobs prepared you for a career in nursing?
The fast food restaurants taught me how to work and adapt in a fast-paced environment, follow procedures, maintain good customer service under pressure, and handle customers' concerns. As a caregiver, I dispensed medication, assisted patients in toileting, dressing, bathing, and maintaining their personal hygiene. And as an academic advisor, I was assigned a caseload of students that I had to follow up with on a regular basis. I had to document each interaction with students into the tracker. I also disseminated and communicated complex information to parents and students.
Wonderful. Thank you again, Jasmine. Not all abilities come from work experience. There is a lot you can gain from your academic studies. Jasmine, can you think of some abilities you acquired from your academic studies?
In nursing school, I learned how to check vital signs, administer shots, and draw blood.
Not my blood. All skills are something you know how to do, but some may be related to knowledge rather than a task. For example, a doctor's skills are as much about their knowledge as the ability to perform a medical procedure. A receptionist must have the knowledge to direct callers and visitors to the right departments, as well as the ability to operate a phone system. Jasmine, could you give us examples of the knowledge you acquired from your studies that will help you in your nursing career?
Sure, in college I took classes in human anatomy and physiology, human biology, biochemistry, pharmacology, and nursing skills.
Perfect. Thank you, Jasmine. Now it's your turn. Take some time to write out your own experience, knowledge, and abilities relevant to the job you are seeking. We will give you 1 minute to complete this activity. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. The last category we're going to examine is your education. So, what degrees have you earned? You can list high school diploma, GED, or high school equivalency. Perhaps you have an associate's, a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degrees. Whatever you have, list your degrees in reverse chronological order. Start with the most recent degree earned on top. If you have a bachelor's or an associate's degree, it's not necessary to list your high school diploma. If you're actively pursuing a degree, you can list your anticipated graduation date. And if you went to college but didn't finish your degree, you can list the number of college credit hours you earned. As you gain more experience, you can also omit your graduation dates because you don't want to list a date if it could potentially cause a bias. The next category is on-the-job training. Now this can include internships, clinicals, practicums, apprenticeships, even volunteer work. Certificates could be CPR, first aid, food handlers, a CNA certified nursing assistant, or certificates earned from professional development classes. Dates can be very important, especially if the certificate expires and must be renewed. Know your dates and don't list something that has expired. Our last category is licenses. Does your profession require a license to practice your trade or craft? If yes, list it here along with the license number. Now Jasmine will demonstrate by filling out her education, and then it'll be your turn.
Initially, I went to college and obtained my Bachelor of Arts degree in communication from Houston Baptist University. A few years later, I decided to go into nursing and enrolled at Houston Community College, where I received an Associate in Applied Science in Nursing. While in school, I chose to try out different areas of nursing. Through my different practicums, I got the opportunity to try out mental health at Pace Mental Health Houston Clinic. Then I decided to do a practicum in pediatrics at Texas Children's Hospital and another in medical surgeries at Memorial Hermann Hospital. After completing high school, I obtained my Certified Nursing Assistant certification through Pima Medical Institute, which helped me get a good job that paid more than minimum wage while I worked on my bachelor's degree. After obtaining my AAS in nursing, I took my board exam and received my license to become a registered nurse.
Now it's your turn. Take some time to fill out these categories for yourself. We'll give you 30 seconds to complete this exercise. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. At the end of the previous lesson, we asked you to write down your top 3 values and preferences. Now, take some time to write down your top 5 employability skills. We will give you 30 seconds to complete this exercise. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. Well done! Do you realize that through all those assessments that you took in lessons 1 and 2, you have now established the criteria you are looking for in your next job or career? Just like the numbers activity we did at the beginning of lesson 1, these assessments have given you more insight into what you need, want, and have to offer your next employer. Use this information to develop your plan to target specific jobs, careers, and industries that best suit you. The next step in developing a targeted plan is to explore different jobs or careers that match your criteria. Websites like workintexas.com, onetonline.org, and Texas Career Check offer special features that allow you to explore careers by your interests, skills, and values. Don't worry, we'll get to those websites in our next lesson. This concludes our lesson, all about you. What can you offer? Congratulations, you've done a lot of work so far, but we're not done yet. Hang on to the statements that you've written in this lesson, because in future modules, you will refer back to this information to create a resume and prepare for job interviews. In the next lesson, we will explore labor market information to discover what's out there for you, learn how to research suitable jobs or career paths, and determine what skills and knowledge you may need for your next career.
Where are the jobs? Labor market information. In this lesson, you will learn about labor market information, also known as LMI. We will discuss what LMI is used for, why it is important, where you can find it, when to use it, and how to use it. Victoria, do you know what labor market information is?
Hmm, not really.
LMI is data used to identify the best places to look for work. This data will tell you which industries are hiring and which ones are least likely to be hiring. Can you think of some jobs that no longer exist?
Sure. How about a gas station attendant or the milkman?
Those are great examples, Victoria.
Too bad we still don't have milk delivery service.
Nah, we have something better. We have Amazon Prime.
Now let's look at why it's important. What's in it for me? Labor market information can help you focus on targeted industries and companies with good potential. This data also provides information on local labor markets that focuses on high-skill, high-growth occupations within the Gulf Coast region. LMI can also identify the average pay range for an occupation and if more education, training, or certifications are required. Using LMI is important whether you are looking for a job right now or exploring career options. There are several websites for local, state, and national labor market information that are user-friendly and provide information that will make career exploration and job searching easier. On the next few slides, we will review different resources that provide critical labor market information on occupations, wages, job openings, job growth, and education and training requirements.
We have some excellent resources for labor market information that we would like to share with you. WRKSolutions.com is the Houston-Galveston area Workforce Solutions website. Here, you can find information on the current labor market, employment opportunities, and resources to compete in today's economy. On this website, you can view different industry profiles that are critical to the Houston-Galveston region. The list of targeted industries employs a large number of workers and typically pays above average wages. To access this information, go to For Individuals, then click on Career Exploration on the drop-down menu. Now, you are on the Career Exploration page. By scrolling down the middle of the page and clicking on the link titled Targeted Industries List, you will find industries projected to have high growth and demand. You also have the option of viewing industry clusters located in the orange boxes. Now we will look at occupations in demand. By clicking on where the jobs are, you will be able to view the occupations projected to offer the largest number of employment opportunities now and in the immediate future. By clicking on the High Skill, High Growth Occupations link, you can access a spreadsheet of occupations that offer high growth opportunities and salaries greater than the average for this region. We also have this information available in a colorful booklet format, or you can research these occupations by clicking on the interactive sections here on our website.
Work in Texas is a powerful online job matching and workforce services system. It provides fast access to a complete set of employment tools in one website, and it offers job seekers immediate and continuous access to job matching services. Texas Career Check is an exploration tool built for students to research different higher education institutions and their programs of study. This system provides an intuitive way to look for information and descriptions on occupations and schools students may be interested in. ONET Online. This program serves as the nation's primary source of occupational information. The website offers a free interest assessment for those interested in career exploration, and it provides extensive information on almost 1,000 occupations covering the U.S. economy. The website also offers 3 alternative career exploration apps for students, veterans, and Spanish speakers. Occupational Outlook Handbook is a feature on the Bureau of Labor Statistics website. Job seekers can explore occupations within the 25 major occupation groups to gain information on training and median pay for each occupation.
LMI can be used to check the skill requirements needed for a new occupation, determine the skills needed to obtain a promotion, help you compare salary wages in a new job market, and help you find jobs in a new city or state. Reflect on the following statements to help you decide on how you could use labor market information.
At this time, you should have a clear understanding of what labor market information is, why it is important, where you can find it, when to use it, and how to apply it. Using LMI data and the resources we discussed in this lesson, you can choose what career path you want to pursue based on your current job values, work preferences, experiences, knowledge, and abilities. You could also use this information to determine what additional skills you might need to change careers or earn a promotion. You now have the tools to create your own targeted plan. In the next section, we will give you a short quiz and provide you with some resources. We are almost at the end of Module 1. Before we conclude, we have a little quiz to check your knowledge and a list of resources that may be beneficial on your job search. On the next slide, you will have 60 seconds to read over the statements and determine whether they are true or false. The quiz will begin when the slide advances. Good luck. I will now go over the answers to the quiz. Don't worry if you've gotten some of the answers incorrect. We will go over these statements together. Work values are things needed from a job versus preferences, which are things wanted from a job. This statement is true. Your work values relates to what you need out of a job, for example, work relationships, support, or perhaps job recognition. And preferences are things that would be nice to have, like benefits, flexible schedules, and vacation time. Employability skills can be transferred from one occupation to another. This statement is true. Employability skills are often referred to as soft skills or transferable skills. They are the universal skills all employers look for. The largest job database in Texas is workintexas.com. This statement is true. Workintexas.com is a powerful online job matching and workforce services system. We do not need a targeted plan to look for a job. This statement is false. We almost always do better when we have a plan. We have provided you a list of resources. You may want to bookmark these sites or save to your favorites for future reference. Workforce Solutions. Again, this is where you can find your current labor market information and trending employment opportunities. Workforce Solutions blog. Here, you can find articles written by workforce professionals on job search advice. Work in Texas. This is your largest job database in the state of Texas. It is inclusive and pulls from other job databases. Career One Stop. If you are interested in finding work outside of the state of Texas, visit Career One Stop. ONET. ONET provides data for over 900 occupations and can help you identify careers that fit your interests and skills. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics provides you labor market information for any state in the Union. Thank you so much for your time and participation. We encourage you to visit our blog forums and social media pages, which are both available on wrksolutions.com. We hope that these lessons have inspired you to get excited about creating your own targeted plan to find your next career. Feel free to view these lessons anytime at your own pace to refresh your knowledge. To your success, Workforce Solutions.